Hello, and welcome to today's video. I'm so happy you're here with me. Today, we're going to talk about a fun and effective way to improve your English. If you're looking for a way to get better at understanding and speaking English, I've got just the solution for you. Listening to stories. Listening to stories is one of the best ways to learn a language. Not only does it help with vocabulary and grammar, but it also makes learning enjoyable and interesting. You get to hear how native speakers use the language, how they pronounce words, and how they structure their sentences. And today, I want to share with you the story of Ravi, a young boy who learned English by listening to stories on the radio. Ravi lived in a small village, and although he loved reading, he had a big problem. All the best books were written in English, and Ravi didn't know the language very well. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be? You love reading, but you can't understand what's in the books you want to read. Ravi felt the same way, but he didn't give up. Instead, he decided to find a way to learn English. One day, Ravi's father brought home an old radio. It wasn't a new, fancy one, but it was good enough. Ravi's father smiled and said, "This radio will help you." Ravi was confused. "How can this radio help me?" he asked. His father explained, "Every night, you can listen to an English story on this radio. Just listen and try to understand. The more you listen, the more you'll learn." Ravi was still unsure, but he decided to give it a try. That night, Ravi turned on the radio. A calm, deep voice started telling a story about a brave boy who saved his village. Ravi didn't understand every word, but he liked the sound of the voice. The story was interesting, and he wanted to know what happened next. The key point here is that even if you don't understand every word at first, it's okay. Just keep listening. The more you listen, the easier it will become to understand. The next night, Ravi listened again. This time, he started hearing some words over and over again, like brave, help, and run. The repetition of these words helped him understand their meanings. Have you ever heard a word a few times and started to figure out what it means? That's exactly what happened to Ravi. After a few days, he could understand parts of the story. He felt proud of himself. "Maybe I can learn English after all," he thought. The next day at school, Ravi's teacher asked a question in English. Ravi was nervous, but he decided to try answering. He spoke slowly and carefully, using the new words he had learned from the stories. His classmates looked surprised, and the teacher smiled and said, "Great job, Ravi. You're getting better at English." That moment encouraged Ravi to keep going. He realized that speaking English, even in small steps, makes a big difference. From that day on, Ravi made English part of his daily life. He practiced speaking to himself in English while doing everyday tasks, like brushing his teeth or walking to school. He also started writing simple sentences in a notebook, like "The boy is brave and I can help." Writing helped him remember new words and how to use them correctly. So, if you want to get better at English, make it a habit. Try speaking English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. One day, Ravi heard a story about a girl named Maya who learned English by talking to tourists in her town. Ravi thought, "If Maya can do it, I can do it too." He decided to speak to anyone who spoke English, even if he made mistakes. One day at the market, he saw a foreigner asking for directions. Ravi walked up to him and said, "Excuse me, I can help." The man smiled and said, "Thank you. Your English is good." Ravi felt so happy and proud. This showed him that speaking to others, even if you make mistakes, is one of the best ways to improve. As the months went by, Ravi's English continued to improve. He could read short English books, and he even started helping his classmates with their English homework. His teacher noticed his progress and told the principal. Ravi was asked to give a speech in English at the school's annual event. He was nervous but excited. On the big day, Ravi stood on stage, his hands shaking, but he remembered all the stories he had listened to, and he spoke slowly and clearly. He shared how he had learned English by listening to stories and practicing every day. The audience clapped, and Ravi felt proud of how far he had come. After the speech, many students came up to Ravi and asked, "How did you do it? How can we learn English like you?" Ravi smiled and said, "It's simple. Just listen to stories, practice speaking every day, and don't worry about making mistakes. The key is practice." Ravi's story teaches us an important lesson. Learning English is not hard if you practice every day. Mistakes are part of the process. They help you learn and grow. The more you practice, the better you get. And listening to stories makes learning fun and exciting. So, what are you waiting for? Start listening to stories, speak whenever you can, and keep practicing every day. Ravi did it, and so can you. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress. Keep practicing, stay confident, and never give up. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope Ravi's story inspired you to keep learning and practicing English every day. Don't forget, learning a new language is a journey, and you don't need to rush. Take it one step at a time, and you'll see amazing results. Keep listening, keep practicing, and stay curious. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. If you'd like us to make a video on a specific topic, please leave a comment below, and we'll create it based on your request. See you in the next video.